Hello everyone and welcome to the WB Mason Coaches Report with Hofstra baseball coach John Russo. Thanks for joining us this week, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Head into the final weekend of the regular season this week, but before we do that, let's take a look back at last week. A 3-1 week for the Pride. First, a non-conference game up at Albany. You take a 10-3 win. Let's talk a little bit about Nick Kozlowski. You know, guy who's been he missed last year because of injury. And he's been a pretty valuable midweek in relief and the last 2 games as a starter. And he goes 5 innings, gives up 4 hits, 2 runs. You know, what can you tell us about Nick?
You know, Nick's come a long way. You know, he was a big-time recruit when we signed him here, and then he had Tommy John injury, and you know, then he had it's just been a longer process than normal, and I got to give him a lot of credit, all the credit actually, is he worked really hard and he kept faith in himself, and you know, it just finally came back, and you know, he's been outstanding, and you know, if the season were to end today, which is 3 games away from ending, he'd probably be our 3rd, you know, starter in the conference tournament, and you know, he's earned to start this Saturday against William Mary, so he'll be the Game 3 starter against William Mary, and you know, we have a lot of confidence, but I don't think anybody has more confidence in himself than Nick does, and you know, he's just been an outstanding find here late in the season.
Okay, and then in addition, you know, stick with the pitching team. You know, after Kozlowski, the bullpen, you get 4 innings out of the bullpen. They give up 5 hits, 1 run. So you know, good outing from the rest of the guys in that win.
You know, Cody Norman's been pitching really well for us, and Barb's came in and got another inning, and then Sarah in the 9th with finished off by Latini, and you know, we've had a lot of confidence in our pitching all year, but of late, you know, the trio of Cody and Barb's and Schreiber have just been outstanding, and you know, closing out games, 3, 4 inning runs at a time, 2, 3 inning appearances, and you know, they've been a huge part of our success here at the end of the year.
Now, of course, score 10 runs, so the offense had to be clicking. You get 14 hits, you get 3 each from Danny Palma, Austin Nyman, and Kenny Jackson. You know, which I guess is pretty par for the course the way the season's been going.
Listen, we count on it, and you know, we had another 6 outs on the bases, so you know, the offense was really good considering how many outs we gave away, but you know, they had a real good left-handed pick move, and he got about 4 guys. We ran into a steal at second and got a guy thrown out, so you know, we shortened the game right there to 21 outs, so you know, to put up what we did, and that frame was a really good day.
All right, moving ahead, last weekend you traveled down to Towson for a big conference series with the Tigers. Start out on Friday, take a 4-3 loss. You know, Joe Berg got the start, pitched pretty well. You know, 5 innings, he gave up 7 hits, gave up 3 runs. Just seemed like the offense can get going against their #1 Triunfo.
You know, you know, Triunfo was pretty good. He was a little bit, you know, we were expecting big things, then coming off a Friday night win the week before at Wilmington, which is a tough thing to do, and you know, I thought we had a lot of chances of strikes. You know, I don't remember if it was 11 or 12 or 13 hits, whatever it was. But, you know, coming in, we knew Towson was leading the conference in fielding. And not only were they leading the conference in fielding, but they made as many great plays as you could possibly get against us on Friday. I thought they had like 5 game-changing type plays where it was just the one hit that we probably needed. So, as you know, you know, as a coach, sometimes you're always too much to pass off, but I think Towson went out there and won that game on Friday, and you know, Joe pitched definitely well enough for us to win. I thought the offense gave a great effort, and you know, Towson, you got to commend their kid Acker came in right after, and Austin did a real nice job in the 9th inning of getting out of trouble after giving up a run, and we had the tying runs on base. And you just got to tip your hat to Towson. They got the game on Friday.
Come right back on Saturday. John Tiedemann with the start. He goes out, he gives you 6 innings, 5 hits. 1 run, 4 walks. He did walk 4, but you know, you guys win 7-1. You know, Tiedemann's probably been the #1 pitcher for the last probably 5 weeks or so.
I agree. Yeah. You know, he could have probably pitched a little longer. I shortened up his outing to try to get him ready because he was going to come back on a day's rest a day less rest on Friday, and you know, he's really learned how to pitch here in the last couple of weeks. He's had somewhere between 85, 88, and just really moving the ball in and out. And you know, his walks are sometimes really good walks because he's pitching around hitters to get to a hitter what he likes his matchup better. And you know, I think he's 5th highest in the conference of average against, so teams aren't really hitting him that well. And you know, we have a lot of confidence, and you know, we've lost a few Friday night games, and he's answered back with a Saturday win, and that's a lot of pressure to do. And not to get us down 2-0 and to win that second game. And Teeds has been there all year for us so far.
Another strong outing from the bullpen. This time it's Andrew Barbarino. He goes the last 3 innings, gives up only 1 hit, no runs, gets the save. He's another guy who's been pitching really well as of late.
He's finally, I think, developed into the guy that we all thought he was going to be for the last 2 years, and he's out there with so much confidence and experience, and what you're seeing from the hitters is really starting to pay off on the pitching staff. Barb's has had as much experience as any pitcher on our staff in the last 2 years, and now he's pitching with it. He's really confident. He has 3 pitches in play, lefties, righties. It doesn't matter the matchup right now, and I gotta say he's about as confident as any guy we have coming out of the bullpen, and he closed down 3 innings like it was no big deal.
All right, now on the offensive side, little strategic change up in the lineup. You move Danny Poma from the second spot. You flip-flop him and Dalton Rouleau. What was the rationale behind that?
I've been wanting to do it for a few weeks, but the offense has been going so well that, why change up anything that's been working? But the reason for it is I thought we made it too easy for coaches on the other team to pitch against us. They can walk Danny, bring in a lefty to face Ford, and then walk Hammer to pitch to Jackson, lefty on lefty. And at least they're going to have a little bit more strategy with Danny being at the top of the order. Now they have to face Dalton, and I think Dalton's one of the best hitters we have going right now. He's the guy we want up at the plate with RBIs and spots, and Danny's been getting hit a bunch in the last few weeks and really getting put on base, and now I want them to pay more for putting him on base as much as they have, and it'll give him an opportunity to run in front of Dalton and gives Dalton a chance to drive in some runs. And the guys took to it really well, and I just think starting off the game, you're facing the second leading hitter in the country, and we saw it on both Saturday and Sunday. That Saturday he starts it with a 2-0 count and walks, and then Sunday gets a hit on the first pitch of the game, and the lineup turns over, and there's Danny Poma. And I think it's just the right thing we needed to get this offense to keep going for the tournament and make us a tough tournament team.
Okay, and then you wrap up the series on Sunday with an 11-6 win. Come from behind variety this time. You're down 6-4, get 3 runs in the 6th as you got into the Towson bullpen. What was the mood on the bench as you got into the later innings and you were down in the game?
It was a very frustrating weekend. It was a grind. I mean, with Towson playing as good as defense as they did, it was just real tough, and they took away, and they had a 6-4 lead, and you're sitting there and didn't really figure out why we were down 6-4 at the time. But we talked and we regrouped, and had to get past being angry, and I think those last 4 innings was a huge win for us. It was something we couldn't pass away and just give away. And maybe in years past that had been a game we give away and just stuck in mud there for the last 4 innings. But this team, answered with a 7-0 spot in the last 4 innings to win that game. And it's just what we do, and it makes us 9-0 on game 3s of the conference, and something the kids are real proud of and take pride in. And we talk about the game 3 team as the team that gives a little bit more effort and wants it a little bit more, and that's been us so far.
Now, you talked earlier about Dalton Rouleau's the guy you want up, and he came through in that 6th inning with the go to hit, put you guys up 7-6. And another big, in the last 2 games, both games, 15 hits in each game, so the offense is really clicking those last 2 days. And let's turn our attention to this week. 31-19 for first time in program history. Obviously, that the team has cracked a 30-win plateau. Keep every win's another one in the record for the record. 18-9 in conference. You got William and Mary coming in this weekend. It's the best pitching team versus the best hitting team. So, where do you see the series going?
Last year we won game 1 down there at William and Mary, and then they won the next 2. And listen, we've watched their pitching all year. They went down to Florida and held Florida to 4 runs in 3 straight games, and their pitching's like you said, leading the league, and it's really good. And most of the time pitching beats out good hitting. So our team's predicated with us pitching well and playing good defense, and we want to stay to that. And if the offense can get going, that's an added boost. And I think we'll give William Mary as much as we can this weekend. The big thing at hand right now is trying to lock up that 2 seed with a win and loss or whatever, and then we're trying to situate ourselves to get our pitching rested and ready for next week. We know we're in the tournament. We just don't know if we're playing Wednesday or Thursday, and so it's, as a coach, it's a hard thing to to plan out. You know, do I let Teeds go 100 pitches where he might have to come back on Wednesday and throw? And so we, just need to figure out try to get this first win on Friday so we can, take care of the pitching how we need to this weekend.
Now, as you said, magic number is one win by Hofstra in the series, or a loss by either George Mason or Delaware will clinch the 2 seed. It's only the second time Hofstra's qualified for the CA tournament, first time in 7 years. So going in as a 2 seed, would that be how big is that compared to just getting there?
Well, especially the way our pitching's turned over some this year. To make it a 3-game route instead of a 4-game route fits us a lot better, and it's of course it'll be a lot easier. And not being there in a long time, we don't have the experience of being in a tournament. So I think being able to sit back and watch Wednesday's games might get out some of the anxiety and some of the nervousness, and get us a little bit prepared for what we'll see. So I think before the season would have started, we would have taken making the tournament and taken the 6th spot in the tournament. But now that we're here and we have a shot at the 2nd seed, I think it'd be really disappointing if we didn't get it, and that bye means everything to us right now, and I think it's a huge advantage to whoever gets it, and we're going to try like heck to get it, or root for a Mason loss or a Delaware loss. We'll take it anyway. People are like, oh, we don't want to back in, but at this point we just want the spot.
All right, well, good luck this weekend, Coach.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us. You've been watching the WB Mason Coaches Report with John Russo. Thanks, have a great day.